Welcome back to our show, guys. As you can see, this is our Halloween special. We love you so much for all the love that you're giving us. We want to give a quick shout out to Orient Neon, who made our beautiful sign. Thank you very much.
Thank
Links in the
you.
bio if you're interested. Today, we're going to talk about Old Hallows Eve or All Hallows Eve. The tradition originated with the ancient Celtics of the Ireland, the English Isles, when they're celebrating the festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. So back in the 18th century, or the 8th century rather, the Pope basically designated November 1st as a time to honor All Saints, and soon All Saints Day incorporated some of the traditions of Samhain. So the evening before Halloween is called All Hallows Eve, later Halloween, and over time the American culture turned it into the costume wearing candy festival that we celebrate today. So we're going to focus today on real life scary stories. I want to start with this one that all of you guys have heard of. You've seen the movie La Llorona. So this story goes, the weeping woman is a Mexican ghost who, depending on the variation, she drowned her children out of jealousy and rage. And it's
Terrible.
because she was the other woman. So her lover, who was the father of her children, decided he was going to step out and be toxic and go off with somebody else. So she lost her mind. She raged out, took it out on her kids. And now this ghost, who killed herself afterwards, is roaming the riverbanks trying to collect the souls of children in revenge for the rest of her life. Now, some people say it's fake, some people say it's real. However, we all have experienced the paranormal, and we're going to tell you a little bit about that. So, we're going to start off today with Benny B's story. What do you got for us, bro?
I was gonna say, Cece, you go first.
I go first. First of all, that whole story about, how do you say her name?
La Llorona.
La Llorona?
Yeah. So it's just a weeping woman. Because I guess when she's coming, she'll be crying. You'll hear her crying. And, you hear a woman crying, you want to rush and go help her. So that's usually how she.
Is it a valid crash out?
What do you mean?
Did she drown his children?
She did.
It wasn't her children?
No,
They were
hers.
their children. So
That's
to
fucking
punish him
crazy.
for leaving her for another woman, she did the ultimate betrayal of herself, basically, and killed her children. And when she realized what she did, she killed herself, and then she was cursed to live eternity in the riverbank where she killed her children and
Wasn't-
basically luring people to
Wasn't
get
that
their
the
souls.
first episode of Supernatural? I literally just started Supernatural, and that was the first
I
episode.
do think that they
That's
had a
crazy.
Llorona episode.
No,
Yes,
that-
they did.
That's crazy.
Yes, they did. It is very in popular culture. It's a Mexican tradition,
Okay.
and since both my panelists here are
Yeah.
of the Mexican descent, it is something that they are familiar with.
So when it comes to spooky, I feel like my encounters I've had, I was always younger. But then again, I feel like most people experience it when they're younger, not like older.
I can explain that.
Really?
Yeah, well, when you're younger, you're innocent. You're easier to corrupt,
Oh.
easier to entice, easier to seduce. You don't really have those inhibitions and that warning
Impulse.
that you do as an adult. So,
Okay. True.
that's why the young are easily corrupted. That's why the young are easily targeted by evil spirits.
She's still easy.
That's disgusting. Okay. But my first encounter I can remember, I was in my room trying to sleep, and I was laying there underneath a blanket, and I just kept hearing a bunch of voices. Like it just sounded like a million voices were in my head
Like,
trying to. Yes.
like that.
And I was wide awake, and I was like, and I was crying to my mom. I was like, Mom, I can't stop hearing the voices. They won't go away. And it was fucking crazy. And I was wide awake, and I was like, why am I hearing voices? I don't know if
So,
that's...
how old were you?
I was probably like maybe 10, like 10 or 11.
Could you understand anything
Nothing.
it was saying?
It just sounded like a bunch of people were just talking in my ear or like in my head. I forgot I had makeup on. Like in my head. It was absolutely crazy. I feel like, I don't know, we kind of experienced a lot at that house. I don't know if maybe something was like harboring bad energy in the house, but
Poltergeists usually inhabit a space because they're angered ghosts that stay in one place. So whoever's there, they will attack, they will, seduce, they will do all these crazy things to let you know, hey, I'm here. And the more you pay attention to them, the more they reveal themselves.
I wish I could make out what they were saying, but it was literally just
No, you
like,
don't. No, you don't. You don't want to pay attention to the dead. Because once they know that they're there, it's endgame.
You think it's always all bad?
Not necessarily, because my story when I was a child, well, no, not when I was a child. I'm sorry, Ben, we're skipping off to you. My story is when
Not.
I lived in Boston, I lived in the Dorchester area. So the town of Dorchester was one of the first towns established in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. It was established in 1630, so it's very, very old.
Whoa.
It's very old. So the area that I lived in was already old. So where we lived in Dorchester, we had these things called row houses. So it's a triple decker, first level, second level, third level. I moved in after a long bad relationship with my three daughters into this triple decker. And the first day that I got in there, I remember walking in, and when an apartment is new, it's empty, it's clean,
Yeah.
you're walking around. I had this bad feeling in my stomach. I was like, damn, what's that feeling that I'm getting? I feel like I'm being watched. You know what I mean? So I was going from room to room, and the realtor was pointing this and pointing that, and I just kept feeling like somebody was watching me, but I ignored it because I was busy and I was trying to be a mom and go, go, go. So anyhow, we move in. It's quiet for a while. And one day, me and the girls decided, no, no, no. Let me rewind. So one day I was sitting in the bathroom, and I noticed, and it always starts like this. It always starts in your peripheries, like the
Yeah.
very side of your eye.
Yeah.
I saw somebody walk by,
Oof.
but there was nobody in the house. So again, I'm thinking maybe I'm losing my mind. It's my imagination, whatever. It started happening like that more and more frequent, where I would see things or people walking by, and then one day I actually saw two figures. It was a young man and a young woman. And the thing about it is, the more I turned my head, the more they became clearer. The young man, of course, it was white male. He had to be about, I don't know, 17, 18. It was what he was wearing that really threw me off, because he was wearing one of those undershirts that they wore in like the old timey time days, and those pantaloons that are like cut off at the waist and at the calf. And then the lady, she was an older lady, and her hair was up. It was up, and she had this big like gown that was like black like this, and it was really big and billows, and they just stood there. So as I turned my head quickly to give them a forward view, they disappeared. Again, I attributed that I was really highly
It
stressed.
gave me chills.
I'm telling you that
That's crazy.
it was crazy. So then that kept happening. I kept seeing them in my periphery. They kept on making themselves more available. And then like when the lights were off in the kitchen and we were sitting in the living room, they would pass by and stuff like that. And I started noticing that not only was I paying attention, but I would notice that my kids would turn their heads, like they could see it.
Oh.
Okay. So then one day we were watching a movie. Out of all movies, we were watching The Sixth Sense,
Oh,
and then that part where that little kid
shit.
was like, I see dead people. So then Mariah goes, who was my oldest at the time, she was about 17. She was like, Ma, do you see anything weird going on in the house? And I was like, what do you mean? Because already my warning bell is like, what's going on? And she's like, yeah, do you see like people in our house? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, you too? And then my daughter Isis, who was about like 14 at the time, she was like, yeah, Mom, we've been seeing people here. And I was like,
Whoa.
like dead people. And she was like, yeah, like this guy and this lady. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, and I said the whole description, what the guy looked like, what he was wearing, what the girl. They were like, yeah. And Mariah was like, Mom, at first I thought I was going crazy, but then one day I was going to school, and I was like right on this street, and I was looking at the reflection in a car, and he was behind me. And when I turned, he was
What?
gone, and I started crying, and I ran back home, and I was like, I remember that day. And I was like, that was the day when you locked yourself in the bathroom, you didn't want to talk. She was like, yeah. And then Isis was like, yeah, Mom, something else has been happening. She was like, there's a little girl. And I was like, a little girl? She's like, yeah, sometimes she acts like she's Taina. Now, Taina is my youngest at the time. She was about 6 or 7. And Isis would get up in the morning. She would get up before me, go wake up her sister, get her ready, get her dressed for school. And then they would be off on their way, right? So she was like, one morning, she heard Taina running back and forth in the hallway, back and forth, back and forth. And she was like, oh my God, she's going to wake up Mom. She's going to wake up Mom. So she got up. She was going to get up to cuss Taina out. And there was nobody in the hallway. So then she goes into Taina's room, like totally freaked out. And Taina's still in bed sleeping. And she's like, Mom, she's like, that's not the first time that little girl did that. When that conversation took place, the poltergeist activity started to ramp up. Things started to be moved. Cabinets would be left open. Lights would flicker on and off. Doors would be open where we clearly closed it. And then one day, I was cleaning DVDs. And for those of you that don't know what DVDs are, they're the little discs that have movies on them. Anyways, I was cleaning my DVD rack and I was putting everything away. And all of a sudden the little girl appeared right in my face and goes, "Boo." Now, do you know in the movies when the lady gives you that blood curdling scream? That was me. I was like, "Rah!"
She literally said boo.
She said boo and then disappeared right in my face.
What
It was like appeared like a cloud of smoke and then back into nothingness. And my girls were like, what? And I was like crying, like, nothing.
Oh my
Nothing. I was like, the
God.
little girl just appeared in front of me. They're like, Mom, we need to move.
But
I
yeah,
was like,
for
yeah.
real.
Because I didn't know at that point, since we saw them and they saw us, they knew that we could see them. So they were starting to get more comfortable and showing more stuff, showing more stuff. I didn't know what level. So shortly after, we basically moved out within 6 months of that last poltergeist activity, and we never went back again. But that was my story. I swear to you that it's true. I swear we're not certifiable or crazy. That really, really happened.
What was the history on that house? Did they used to live there?
See, the thing is that unless I bought the house, I'm not privy to, knowing the history of the house. But I'm sure if I did research, that neighborhood is old.
Yeah.
A lot of people lived and died there, but something must have happened to what I would describe as a family, an older woman, maybe in her 50s, 60s, because back in those days they didn't live that long.
Right,
The
yeah.
young man and then the little girl, and she had this white billowy dress with a red ribbon and a red ribbon in her hair, and it
That's
was
crazy.
terrifying. It was terrifying. What about your experience, B?
I had to take the mask off. I got fucking hot.
It's okay. I want to take off my mask, but I look cute.
No, you need to keep it on.
You should have kept yours on.
Yeah.
Pendejo.
You're an
Anywho,
idiot.
God damn, that hurt.
Good. It was
Feeling it
meant to
now.
hurt. That's
Anywho.
what. See, good response.
I have two. One of them, or both of them, are from my nephew. He was a baby, and I was watching him. I was babysitting him, and I was sitting on the couch, and I had him on my chest, and behind us are the windows. But where how the house sat, there isn't on the outside of where we were sitting, there isn't any room for somebody could walk by, but barely, right? So we were, I had him on my chest, and then from time to time, I would hold him up like this, and
He was a baby.
yeah, he was a baby,
Wow.
like 5 months,
Oh,
something like that.
Yeah,
so
that's
big.
really
Really
young.
little.
Yeah, he
baby.
was small, and so, we were I had the TV on, and then I see him looking over my right shoulder, and he has just like this big smile on his face.
Babies are angels.
And then he started looking and smiling, and I thought maybe somebody was back there, so I looked over and I didn't see anybody. So I looked back at him, and he was still looking at that same area. And then I started noticing him doing this. He with a smile, he was like if somebody was playing peekaboo behind me,
Oh.
Whoa, that's crazy.
and that's the only thing that happened. But it still freaked me out.
Do you have any relatives that passed away?
Yeah, I have plenty of relatives.
That passed away that would have known about the baby?
No,
Wow.
Oh, like or family related to his dad? Maybe.
not that I know of.
Mm.
Or not before he was born, no. Or after he was born, no. Nobody has passed
Okay.
away.
Okay.
That's
Before, yes, but that was before even my sister was
what
pregnant.
spirit was there.
The only thing I can think of was either my dad or something like of a good being, because
Yeah.
he had a
wouldn't be
smile.
smiling. He wouldn't
Yeah.
be smiling if he was afraid.
But it still freaked me out because I picked him up and went to my room.
There was nothing around that he could be looking at.
No, there was nobody around and there wasn't anything going on.
That's
I have to
that's
say
kinda
that my
cool.
kids have done that many times where they're literally tracking or smiling or playing with something
Yeah, it's
that's
weird.
not there.
That's like cool, but like eerie because it's like, what is it? I want to see.
And
Yeah,
the thing is that my children's father's parents did pass away. So
yeah.
when the girls were young, I always thought, their spirit was just looking over the girls and just visiting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I would always hope that was the truth because, they didn't get to see their grandkids. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other one that I had with my nephew, he was old, he was a toddler at this time. Same house. It was at nighttime. I don't know where everybody was. I don't know where his parents were. They probably went out, and then my parents probably went out too. But it was me and him. It was nighttime, and we were in the living room. We were kicking a inflatable ball back and forth, and I kicked it down the hallway. Everything, we have no lights on. The only light in there is the TV that was turned on. So I kicked the ball down the hallway, and he turns around and he takes one step and he stops. I'm like, go get the ball. And he was like, no. He was like, there's somebody there. I was like, there's nobody there. I was like, go get the ball. He was like, no, there's a ghost right there, Uncle Ben.
Oh,
And then I'm not going to say his name, but I was like, go get the ball. He was like, no, there's a ghost. And then he looks at me and he's like, he's coming. And then he starts running.
oh hell no.
And then
shit.
he's like, the ghost is coming. The ghost is coming. And then the dog starts barking
While he's running
down that hallway. He's
at the
barking.
hall?
He's barking in the hallway.
Oh.
And I was like, fuck
Whoa,
this.
that also kinda gave
I
me some
turned on
chills,
I turned
too.
on all the fucking lights.
Oh.
And I grabbed a knife, like a fucking knife's gonna do anything to
Yeah,
a
what the
ghost.
fuck is that gonna do?
But I should have been like, take my nephew.
Here you go.
But
Uncle.
I turned on all the lights as fast as I could because
Did anything else happen after that?
no, like
That's
it
good.
freaked me out. And then when my sister and his dad picked him up, I told him what happened.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Did you see those memes about like people watching men specifically watching horror movies, and then when the scary part comes, they'd be like, "Nope," and then turn everything on, and then they're watching like kids shows, and then, like
You gotta watch something funny after.
That's me.
Yeah.
That is me too. That is everybody.
That's why I tell you guys, whenever we watch a scary movie, don't sit by me because I'm liable to punch y'all.
No, you're not swinging. So we're gonna go
out
see
of
the new
reflex.
Conjuring, right?
Yeah, we can, but don't sit next to me.
We'll have to watch a funny movie right after.
Right after, we have to like watch like Coco Melon or some shit.
No, we'll watch like the story of your guys' lives. Shit's a joke, so No? Oh,
You
okay.
hold the shut up, bro.
I want to tell a story when I was a little kid. I think that I've always been
Retarded.
I've always been a person that was very sensitive to the paranormal because throughout my childhood, weird things happened. This is something I'm going to disclose that I've never disclosed to, to people in general. My dad, when he was alive, him and my mom were going through a horrible divorce, and it was going on in front of me and my brother. And I guess out of anger, I said to him one day, "Daddy, you're going to have a heart attack." And literally 24 hours later, he had a heart attack. And then the following argument that he had with my mom, I said, "Daddy, you're going to fall down some stairs." And literally the same afternoon, he fell down the stairs. And now to me, that's just the power of suggestion.
You sure you didn't
Or
push him?
man, you manifested that. You
Or
just put it
maybe
into
I
the air.
manifested it, because when people are fighting, spirits are attracted to, especially evil ones, and they make things happen. With that being said,
That's
my mom,
crazy.
God bless her, was a very, very big horror movie fan. And at the ripe age of 4, she took us to see wonderful movies like The Exorcist, Nightmare on Elm Street, all of the Jasons. So I had that in my movie catalog in my brain as a kid. So as you can imagine, I developed sleep paralysis and night terrors. With that being
Oh
said,
yeah, those are the best.
yeah, so sleep paralysis is basically the temporary inability to move or speak when you're falling asleep or waking up. It occurs when you're in your REM state, when your eyes are moving back and forth. And then night terrors is a type of sleep disorder that typically affects kids, and it's characterized by sudden intense episodes of fear and panic that occur during deep sleep. This thing happened to me while I was wide awake. So I was probably about maybe 6 or 7 years old, I remember, and I was sleeping in my canopy bed. My room was very fluffy and girly and pink and beautiful, and my bed was close to the door to the hallway to where my parents' room was. And I don't know why, but my eyes just shot open, and I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. I couldn't do anything but move my eyes to the left and the right. And I couldn't realize or figure out why I couldn't move at this time. This was my first episode of sleep paralysis. But the thing is that I was wide awake, like my eyes were wide open. So I turned my eyes all the way to look at my door because the way that I was sleeping was like this. So I was looking towards the door. So I turned my eyes and there was something there. And I could not really get, because it was a dark room, but I had my night light on, so I could see as my eyes focused what this thing was. And I don't know if it was a demon, a gnome, or whatever the hell it was, but what it was very scary. It had a very stocky, muscular body and long limbs, long legs, and claws like this far out. And it had its hand on the doorknob, And I was trying to scream out to my mom and my dad to come help me, but that wasn't the scariest part of what it looked like. Its face. The smile that it had was from ear to ear, and in its mouth was these jagged teeth that were juicy and drooly, and his eyes were red and glowing. And I was literally like tearing and crying like down my face, but I couldn't move. So all I could do was squeeze my eyes shut. And every time I squeezed, it was still there, just smiling at me, just looking at me. And I closed my eyes, and finally I knocked out. And when I woke up, the thing was gone. Thank God I never saw that thing again, but I was wide awake. And I remember it clearly. I remember so clearly, I even drew a picture of it. It looked like this.
Looks like your ex.
It looks like you. See the body.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Let me take a picture of that so I can
I'm a little
add
more.
it into the.
I feel like I'm a little more muscular than that.
Well, one day.
Yeah,
The point
I'll
is
take
just
it
that
later.
when kids tell you that they see something, believe them.
Yeah, believe them.
When they say there's
sure.
something there, believe them. I cannot tell you how many movies I've seen where kids are trying to warn their parents about stuff, and the parents are like, oh, it's just your imagination. Oh, you're just stressed. Oh, you need therapy. No. If he says there's something in your house,
Yeah.
fucking listen and move out.
If any of my friends' kids ever hit me with that, like, oh, I have an imaginary friend named Charlie. Okay, this is the last time you see me. I'm not hanging out with you again.
What if it's a friendly one? It's a friendly, nice one. It's
No, still no.
There's literally new movies about imaginary friends that, it's always towards the end that parents don't. It's always the sister or the babysitter that actually pays attention. The parents are just like, I'm overworked. I have adult life. I don't need to
shut
deal
up.
with your Mary. Deal with them.
children things.
Or draw some pictures. And this is why you die, mom and dad.
Yeah,
this is
for
why you
real.
die.
See, so you never had sleep paralysis?
No, I've never experienced anything like that. I do have another
You're
encounter.
lucky.
Yeah, no.
Yes,
I have
you
another
are.
encounter though. It was similar to your first story, you moving into a house. So we stayed in a house. I want to say it was also built around the time of like the 1600s. It's actually kind of near here. Very old house all around. And I think we did get a backstory of it. There was a lady and her child. I think they both died there in the house. So we would constantly like see little shadows in our peripheral in the corners. It was terrible. Like,
How old were you? You were a kid, like a kid?
I think I was around the same age as well, like 12,
Okay.
13.
You're
I was
really
still
young,
younger,
yeah.
but yeah, we'd always see him like a little shadow.
Poor little baby.
I know that's terrible. Seeing little,
See,
nothing ever bad happened though. We would just see shadows.
Fuck that.
Like he was just still roaming around the house. It's terrible.
Just wanted to be seen.
See, that's why, like me growing up, because my mom's a real big Christian
Religious,
person.
yeah.
It's always whenever you move in, you get a pastor to come over, bless the house, and all that kind of stuff.
We do that now as a common practice.
Oh, I would I would
Is
still
it supposed
do that.
to like get rid of spirits? Is that what they say, or?
Well, if there are lingering spirits, it's just basically kind of guiding them so that they can move on. You know what I
okay.
mean? Anything else like getting rid of, you're in the witchcraft realm, and that's just evil in itself. The whole sage burning and all that stuff, that's witchcraft. So it's
That would be considered evil. Why?
well,
Witchcraft?
I mean,
Or
if
sage
you're
burning.
asking a Native American, no. You know what I mean? But any type of paganism is against Christianity.
Well,
so
I mean,
therefore
sage burning, that would be considered evil.
It's considered witchcraft. So
in
therefore,
Christianity, it's considered evil.
it's considered a sin.
Oh, that's crazy.
It-
That would be
it-
considered a sin.
I get it. I do, but there are rules, and our creator made them, so we got to follow them, kind of thing.
There was I actually just have one quick story.
Oh,
It's my friend, one of my friend's house. So, this was my first time ever going to her house. It was a couple of my friend, like my brother and our mutual friends. We were going to her house. I've never been there. They had, and it was. I remember it was on a Sunday because I wanted to watch football. So we were all going to go there, do a cookout, watch football. She has a big, beautiful house. I think it sits on like 10 acres.
oh
Wow.
I think it's out in Mayak or something like that.
Oh,
And so we were all just chilling and everything like that. And then, the sun's going down. And so we all go inside. We're all chilling in the kitchen. I'm talking about there's maybe like 10 of us, but the kitchen is huge. So we're all in there comfortably.
yeah.
Right. So I'm talking with my brother and our mutual friend. And then the girl who owns the house, she's talking with her girlfriend over here. So like my ears are in both areas. And she's talking about something and she says the word terrified me. So that caught my attention. I was like, oh, what are you guys talking about? And she was like, oh, my daughter said that she saw so and so again. I was like, oh, is that one of her friends? She was like, no, it's the little girl who haunts the house.
Oh my god.
I was like, you're joking, right? She was like, no. She was like, my house is haunted. I'm like, for real? She was like, yeah. She was like, there's always a girl who's running around, and then there's something, there's an adult, blah, blah, blah. And then the girl always wants to play with my girl, but she gets scared, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I told her, just tell her to leave you alone, stuff like that. Now she's telling me all this.
Oh god.
And I'm facing a room, like an extra living room that's behind me. And
So
it's
kind of like you're facing like.
yeah, like she's talking to me, and behind me is the room.
Oh, okay.
And it's pitch black, and my brother's to my right of me. And as she's telling me this, I get freaked out about this kind of stuff easily. So I start feeling
Now
like
we know how to scare him.
I start feeling like my hairs lift up, and then I'm like, Frank, my brother. I was like, Frank. I was like, you need to move. I was like, because I'm not about to get dragged from the back of a dark room and dragged to hell because of this little bitch.
You think she's gonna drag you, a little ass girl, little ass spirit.
Spirits are strong.
Little ass girl.
You watch
Spirits
Supernatural, right? You been
spirits
watching
I
it?
watched like 3 episodes.
Wait till you get to the rest.
Yeah, wait till you meet.
Have you seen Paranormal Activity, you guys?
Yeah.
That whole scene where she gets dragged in the hallway.
I don't know if I believe that movie ever actually was real. Any of them.
It's not.
It's that isn't real, but it's based off,
real stories of people being haunted.
I want to meet someone that's actually experienced something like that because I've never actually met
Being
someone
dragged?
who's been dragged.
Fuck,
Or,
I don't want to meet them.
But have you guys ever had the experience where you wake up with scratches or bruises on your body that you can't
No.
explain because the previous night or the previous day there was no physical activity or bumping into anything that could possibly attribute to those? I've woken up in that apartment that I was telling you guys about with finger marks on my thighs, and I never understood why that happened. And
Interesting.
yeah, it was. I'm telling you, the stuff that would happen in that house was crazy.
Let me ask y'all this: there's no right or wrong answer. It's everybody's opinion on this. When it comes to sleep paralysis, do you think it's something in our heads that just makes us feel like there's a? Because so when I've experienced it, it's been the same thing. At one, I never open my eyes. I force myself to keep my eyes closed because I never want to open them and see something's there.
Yeah.
But every time that's happened to me, it's either I've been sleeping on my back or my chest, and something is either sitting on my chest or sitting on my back to where where I feel like my body's like just so pressed against the bed.
Yeah.
Now the last time
symptoms of sleep paralysis.
the last time it happened to me, the reason I think it's more like demonic is because the whole time it was happening, I heard a dog. At that time, it was my mom's dog. I heard him barking.
While that was happening.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was happy. And he was barking into my room.
Wow.
I don't,
Yeah.
When it comes to like dreams and like sleep, I feel like it's such like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like we don't know everything about it, so it's just like, are we actually thinking that subconsciously,
The
or
human
is something
brain,
actually happening
something
to
residual,
you? Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, how many times have you guys heard your own name being called and nobody's calling it? You're not supposed to answer. I've heard those whisperings as well too.
Yeah.
I never heard that.
And you can't make out what they're saying.
I'd
but
be like, tell me the lotto numbers, bitch.
right? Because I mean, in theory, demons should have the ability to see the future. That's what makes them their communication so enticing. You try to get information so that they can get your soul. This is but just know that there's a cost.
You know what's funny? When I was 5 years old, my mom, it was me and my mom, we were at home, and she was in the kitchen doing something, right? And I heard my name being called from the backyard.
Shit.
Tell me you didn't answer.
No, I went out there because it was my mom's voice. I went out there.
Whoa.
And then there was nobody out there. So I went back in, and my mom comes walking in my room. And I was like, weren't you just outside? She was like, no, why? I was like, I could have sworn I heard you call me outside.
Boy.
From that day, I always thought to myself, what happens if my mom isn't my mom? What happens if she got like
Abducted
Whoa.
or
yeah, and then
possessed?
something took her spot.
Yeah.
Whoa.
When I talk to her later today, I'm asking her. Not that she's gonna tell me, but
Are you my real mom?
Kind of like Coraline or What was that movie?
Yeah, Coraline is right.
She had his other
Real
mom.
other mom.
Well, I'm thinking of the movie,
Other mother.
that one movie, by
What movie?
directed by Jordan Peele, where like the underground has clone facilities.
Oh, they cloned
Is it Us?
Tyrone.
No,
Them.
I said Jordan Peele.
Oh, is it
I
them?
don't know.
I said it. I think it's Us.
Because
Did
us
they
and
clone
them are
people?
right. Jordan Peele.
Yeah, but
Oh,
anyway,
yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
thinking
crazy.
now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, what if there was like a
Right.
clone back there? Ben, come here.
It's funny because sometimes my mother doesn't remember stories that I clearly remember, and I'm like, "Who are you?
Was that actually you? Like,
Are you really my mom? Were you there?" Like, "Oh, I remember
Yeah.
your last name was spelled like this." I'm like, "Mom, no, it wasn't."
Yeah, what the? What
Like, what's
the-
going on with
what the
you?
heck, Mom?
Why are you getting those things wrong? These are mom things you should know. But
Yeah.
hey, you guys, let us know in the comments anything spooky or paranormal ever happened to you that you know that if you told other people, they would be like, "Are you crazy?" Or "That's not real."
Yeah, definitely.
Science doesn't support blah blah blah. Put it in the comments. We would love to know what's going on.
Well, let us know if you've ever had sleep paralysis.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm actually, I've always been interested in that, even though it's scary.
Yeah.
For me, I've always been interested in that.
Also, have any of you guys had, or I'm positive that every person on the planet has heard your name being called, like heard it crystal clear, and then you went to go to that source, and that person's like, "I didn't call you." You're
I
not
don't think I've ever experienced that.
really.
No, I don't think so.
I've not only have I experienced it with my mom, me thinking that it was my mom calling me, but I've heard my kids,
Whoa.
or crazy enough, a baby crying. And that's the worst thing for a woman because we have this natural affinity to want to go help. And we hear a baby crying and we're automatically trying to get to this
Yeah.
baby. And
That's why I mind my business.
oh, stop it.
It's kind of crazy that like animals, like when the dog's barking when things happen for you. Like, I wonder if they can like.
I think
see
it's the
everything or
same
hear everything.
thing as children who are innocent, where dogs are
yeah.
innocent and they just have this other sensories to pick up things. Like they can pick up mood. They can pick up if a person's a good or bad person. They can pick up evil.
Energy.
Yeah, because you always see
Yeah.
the animals, they start fleeing away when like a storm's coming.
Also,
Yeah,
what are the first, victims in a horror movie? The dog. The
I
dog.
hate that. I just watched a show where they killed
Yeah.
she went and murdered the whole family.
The
killed
dog
I was
or
like,
the cat is always the first one because A, they can alert for help, and B,
I was
they'll
gonna
try
say,
to fight.
I was gonna say white people because they always. Why do you guys always go looking around for shit? Why aren't you guys booking
Johnny,
it?
is that you
Why-
in the basement?
Why is it
Show
that?
yourself.
Why is it that? Yeah, when you think somebody's in your house, be like, "Who's there, bitch?"
Like
Why are you
the bad guy's gonna be
asking?
like with the knife, like, "I'm right here."
Yeah, why are you
Got
asking?
me.
I
gonna
mean,
kill you.
it's one of two things. I'm booking it, or I'm shooting.
Right?
It's one of two things.
I'm climbing out the freaking window, okay?
I would love to have one of my white friends be like, "Hey, did you hear that? Let's go check it out."
You
no,
go check
no,
it out.
bitch.
I'm
No.
running out the door. I'm gonna get the car
You
ready.
check it out, or I'll see you at your funeral.
So like if someone's breaking in your house, you're like, bye.
With my cell
No,
phone.
no. If somebody's breaking into my house, I'm shooting.
So what example were you talking about?
Oh, when like they're
Horror movies.
in horror movies when they get out of the shower and they hear something, they'll be like, "Is anybody there?"
What are you doing? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna
Grab my gun.
get dressed as fast as I can, get
Grab
some
your gun.
weapons.
Yeah, I'm grabbing. Oh,
get ready to
I'll be
go.
naked
Yeah, I
and
don't
grab
get
my
why
gun.
they're yelling themselves out, calling like, who's there? Bitch, you're giving yourself out. Like,
Johnny, is that you?
I mean, that's half.
honey, are you home?
That's half your people.
Half your people too, buddy.
I am not white.
Yeah,
There's
you
some
are.
white in you.
Yeah, there's some white
No.
in you.
The European colonist runs in your blood.
Hey, let me ask y'all that. Why do you guys do that shit? Why do you guys? Is somebody there? Like Ella said. Oh, I'm right here with the knife.
I'm coming to the
Making a
bathroom.
sandwich.
Get
a knife.
Get a little snack.
Fucking
Oh my
retarded.
fucking yeah.
I mean, there are certain horror movie tropes. I mean, if it was a Hispanic person or a black person in the lead role, the movie would be over in the first 15 minutes because we're not curious. We'll just run. We'll leave. You know what I mean? But
I was watching this old ass Jason movie,
Oh god.
and it was. I was
Jason's
watching it.
funny.
I was watching it with my friends who they were all colored, either black or Hispanic, right?
right.
And so in the movie, they were at a camp, and
They're
Jason,
always in a camp.
and Jason comes out, and the person, it's a white counselor and a little black kid. That little black kid
He was like,
booked the fuck out of it.
ran,
He
yeah.
jolted. And
Reggie.
and one of the guys that were there, he did the right fucking thing.
That's right.
Because then when the woman started running, and of course it's always a
She
fucking woman,
falls.
she falls. Why do
And
you
it
guys
takes her
fall?
10 minutes
Why
to
do
get
you-
up.
She
Why do you
trips.
guys fall?
Or,
No, in
or
every movie they fucking fall.
why when you fall, you're doing this whole like
They're trying to
side
crawl.
leg. Oh no, stop! Like
Get up.
the killer's gonna be like, all right,
Take
get
your
up.
time. Take your
Get
time.
up, get up, sweetheart. It's hard to run. You know, like no, bitch, get the fuck up.
Or the serial killer's always really slow.
Yeah.
They turn around
How
right
can you
there.
Yeah, but somehow he still catches up to him.
Yeah.
Always catches up. Like this guy knows the woods like you
Yeah.
would not believe. I mean, Jason even went to New York and he knew how to get around too. It's like he got on the A train. He was like, okay, right here is where they are. And then he got to Brooklyn.
It's crazy.
I just, the horror movies, they're just, their imagination is not there and they have to find new ways to kill these people because people are getting smarter. I mean, if you look at the 1970s versus the 1980s and the 1990s horror, the kids are fighting back and they are getting better. But there's always that guy or girl who has to get sexy time in and stuff like that. And they're like, I'll make it like that.
And in real life,
that you, Tommy?
why are people having sex or
Tommy's dead.
making out during some shit like that?
If a lot of people are dying around you, why are you horny? Like, what's going on?
We're gone.
Like
Exactly.
Like I know I like to be freaky, but not like where people are dying around me. Oh, that's getting me hot. That's
Oh God, I'm so turned on right now.
honestly, too, it's like, well,
spit
you know
his
what?
blood in me.
If you think about it, like if you think about the Jason films, like for an example, a lot of them don't know that people are dying until the very end, until the body count is so high that there's only one person left. So they're going to each cabin like, did it? I don't know, my friends. And then to the other cabin, did it?
So
And,
crazy,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's what usually happens in every single Jason film. Like nobody knows that people are dying. Nobody knows. Nobody sees it. And even when one or two people find another body, they scream and then let Jason know where they
For
are.
real.
Oh, one other dumbass thing
Why?
that fucking white folks do in the movies. Why do y'all want to split the fuck up too?
Why
Oh
split
my
up?
God, I
Gang
know.
together, get all your weapons, take him down, tie him up, run him over with the car.
Yeah.
And why aren't we going straight to the car?
Splitting up for?
Why aren't we going straight to the car? You know, there was a commercial making fun of that where they were all like together and they were like hiding.
Oh, it's
like,
a
why
Geico
don't-
commercial.
Yeah, then why don't
Yeah.
we split up? No, why don't we go into the shed? And then one guy was like, why don't we just go to the car that's running? And they're like, no.
For
Why?
real, we're leaving.
You know what I mean? Or like if you're running, you're confronting the bad guy and he's in front of you and there's an exit towards the back. Why are you running upstairs? Why are you
Oh
going to the
my God,
basement?
you're going like higher up.
Why?
It's like leave
Why?
the building.
Why? And then if you're on the second floor, I mean, chances are you can make that fall and not hurt yourself. There's a proper way of
Yeah.
landing. Why are you landing on your legs? Why are you breaking your ankles so that you can't run? Like,
You know what it makes me think of? Whenever we have to do our yearly thing, our
At work?
yearly thing at work where you have to take the
The compliance training.
the compliance
Yeah.
training, and when it comes to work violence, and they show the clips of people hiding behind their desk and like,
Oh,
walking
for
the-
intruder or
it's like
something.
motherfucker.
I'm not fucking hiding.
I'm not
I am
doing
running.
that. I'm booking it
I am leaving the building.
because I guess I can't bring my gun.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna. Oh, who's there?
Get a pen.
Hurry
Get
up.
a pen. Get all the pens you can.
Lock the computer.
I know. Windows L.
Let's get under the desk.
I'm hiding behind the door. So when he swings it open and if he steps in, I'm clocking you.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna hide behind
Yeah.
the desk where it's free range.
I mean, survive, man. Fight to survive. Like, why is it always a little girl? Why is every guy in a horror movie dead? And the girl
You know why?
survives.
Because you females get us killed.
No, we don't.
No.
Will
we
Smith
don't.
in that one movie,
What movie?
I Am Legend.
Oh my
he
God.
survived for how long before he finally met
Here
a
we go with
woman,
this.
and then within 24 hours, the motherfucker's dead.
Yeah, I don't think that it was the woman. I think it was the evolution of the zombie monster thing.
He
that he got
survived
smarter.
a long time.
He had the female.
Wait, how
It was
did-
bound to get him.
How did he die with her? Spoiler alert if you haven't seen.
If you haven't seen I Am Legend,
How did he die
where have you
with
been
her
living?
though? Like why did? What was the reason?
She fucked up.
How did she fuck up?
Because she's a female. That's what they
Explain
do.
yourself instead of just saying she's a female.
I can't remember it. I
Oh,
have
you
to see
can't
it.
remember, but it's her fault.
Yes,
Hijo de puta,
it's
I
her
don't even know what
fault.
you're talking about.
Because he had to save her, I guess it led the horde to him, and then it
Because
broke
he
into the
tried to.
house.
He didn't have to save her.
He didn't, but
That was his decision. He
No,
went to
no.
go-
But if he
yeah.
didn't save her, y'all would have been calling him a pussy and all that.
No, it's called survival in the fittest. Excuse me, in a post-apocalyptic world. I can't speak
It's
English.
okay. Take your time.
It's too many big
your
syllables.
English isn't your first language.
It's not yours either, buddy.
No,
Okay.
but I mean, I don't fucking start like her.
Excuse
Yeah,
me,
you do.
Taco. Every single episode, you have stumbled on your words.
Yeah, we picked him up
okay?
from Home Depot before this episode. He needed some work.
He did. But anyhow, for me, the scariest.
Y'all want to know
movies,
whose match this is?
Watch it.
Mine. It's mine.
For me,
It is mine.
Stop it. Halloween. For me, the scariest types of scary movies are the possession films because I'm a Christian, of course, and anything that has to do with what could really happen to you scares the shit out of me. Now, the thing about possession films and zombie films where it's like a significant other or your children get, infected or possessed, my thing is that I'm going to beat that shit out of you. Now, if you're a zombie, I'm going to tie you up and then I'm going to leave, okay?
Oh, no,
I love
I'm-
you, honey.
You're gonna
Goodbye.
tie it up.
Huh?
You're gonna tie it up.
I'm gonna tie
No,
that up.
I'm shooting.
She's tying that zombie up. She's
Your
tying
kid?
that slutty
You're gonna-
zombie up.
Yes.
What if your nephew became infected?
He's not a human anymore.
You're gonna kill him?
He's not a human.
it looks like your nephew.
No shit. And
You're still gonna kill
I
him.
would cry and I would be so heartbroken about it.
You would kill him? No, we're gonna find some way to get him back to being a human. Go find some type of.
But that's why the people end up dying because they think that there's a cure. And at that point in the film, there is no
Oh,
cure.
yeah.
And then that zombie relative ends up turning on you and eating you.
Yeah.
So that's why the zombie theory doesn't work. But when it comes to possession,
Because white people.
I am tying you up, I'm beating the demon in you, and then I'm gonna go get a priest to get that demon out. But yeah, it's
yeah.
not gonna be like if you guys have ever seen The Exorcist, spoiler alert, that little demon Pazuzu smacked its mother, did all these things to its private genitals and all this stuff, and saying all these words. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your ass beat, Pazuzu. I'm sorry. It's
Oh,
happening.
if that ever happens to a family member or a friend, you're not my
What, like
family
being
member or friend.
possessed?
Yeah.
You're just gonna walk and leave them alone when you know you can save them.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's crazy.
They're possessed. You can save them.
I'm not an exorcist.
Okay, but you'll get one, right?
I
Or you're
yeah.
just gonna be like, bye, mom. See you later.
Bye.
Good luck with that demon.
Speaking of possession, did you guys ever watch that show on Netflix? It was about a guy, or was it? Yeah, he was supposedly possessed when he was younger, but like it progressively went on about his story and everything. And supposedly, his dad thinks he faked it the entire time because his dad would be like, "Stop doing that," and he would literally stop screaming and.
Oh well, I mean,
Like, I wonder if people have ever faked being like
there is
possessed or-
mental illness, and
Yeah, like,
in
true.
most of these possession films, The Exorcists have
It was like a documentary thing.
right, but most of these exorcists have a back, and this is real. The Vatican has a whole exorcist. It's very quiet, very quiet exorcist team who all have a background in medicine. And the reason why is because they have to make sure that you are really demon possessed. There's certain rules that you have to follow to confirm that you're demon possessed. But the first thing they do is a psychological evaluation to see if you're schizophrenic or something else. So
yeah.
in The Exorcist, if you see the movie again, spoiler alert, the first thing they do is they do all this medical treatment on her to figure out, like spinal tap, you name it, MRIs, you name it, to see what's wrong with her. There was nothing wrong with her physically, but she was deteriorating, getting worse, dehydrating, getting really, really sick because the spirit was sucking her dry from the inside. So that's why the mother, who was not Christian or who was not Catholic, had no religious background. Her daughter was unbaptized. She was playing with the Ouija board, and that's how she got possessed by Captain Howdy, or AKA Pazuzu. So they had to go get the priest, and the mother was like, look, we tried everything. We tried all the, psychological stuff, but that's not my daughter. You have to do something. So the priest came in and he started doing all these exorcist tests, or basically to see if she was criminally insane. And then he did the exorcist test, which is basically to see if she had knowledge that she couldn't possess, the ability to tell the future, the ability to speak another language, which she did all of that stuff. And she also had telekinesis, which is another thing. But the point is just that some of these movies are completely avoidable if in the first instant, like for example, Paranormal Activities, you see some crazy stuff, go get help immediately. Don't wait till it progresses.
Move away.
No, see, Paranormal Activity, the spirit was attached to the girl. It wasn't attached to the house.
Break up with her.
Well, Mika didn't want to break up with her. He ended up getting stabbed to death in the
Because
end.
he's fucking stupid.
He
Why?
loved Katie.
Because he's white.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Whatever.
crazy. Well, tell us your scary stories and your thoughts on everything that we said, what you think about.
Wait, have you guys ever played with a Ouija board?
I have.
No.
Fuck that.
I
You
have.
have?
We're not friends no more.
I have.
We're
You
not
know what's
friends
crazy too? I should have included this in the
Yeah,
beginning.
that's why all that shit happened.
Probably. I was very young. I was at a sleepover. I was about 8 years old. We played with the Ouija board. It predicted that I would be married to a man named Danny. It predicted that I would have 3 kids, which I have more, but I had 3 kids at the time. And it also predicted that I would be moving out of Boston. Tell me that stuff is not real.
And you,
It predicted, or did you just follow along with it?
It predicted it.
well, I'm sure she
did not.
had forgotten all about that.
I forgot all about it until I met a man named Danny, which I married and
That's
had kids
crazy.
with. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Fuck
So,
that.
yeah.
You repented, right?
Of course I did. Of course I did. And I never played with a Ouija board ever again.
I never will.
You know what I mean?
I can't believe they used to sell that shit at Walmart.
They still sell it at Walmart.
That's stupid as fuck.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Walmart also sells toys of witchcraft, witches, things like that. And that is also
Have you guys ever done any of those like Bloody Mary or Candyman thing?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
Another
Bloody
thing
Mary.
you're not supposed to do.
I never have.
Nothing ever happened.
Because you invite spirits. The mirrors are they're windows, they're portals. You know what I mean? And you could never have 2 mirrors facing each other. That's horrible. Never do that. And never put a candle in front of a mirror.
Oh, I've heard about the Three Kings story, where you have 2 mirrors facing or 3 mirrors facing, and then yourself, and you're supposed to do this ritual at 3 a.m. It's always at 3 a.m. All these
It's
rituals.
because
Yeah, why
of
is it always at 3 a.m.?
Because
That's
of the
when it's-
holy.
that's
It's
when it's
because of the Holy
strongest.
Trinity. The Holy Trinity. It's 3 a.m. is the inverted Holy Trinity, and it's supposed to be satanic. It's supposed to be when evil spirits are more active and have the ability to cross over at that time, which is why in paranormal movies, it's usually at that time that stuff happens.
That's why they say if you wake up at 3 a.m., it's because
There's a spirit.
there's
or
something watching.
Yeah, watching.
That's why, I've woken up plenty of times where it's like 2:55 or something.
Right.
I will turn on the TV until like 3:02 happens, and then I'll go back to bed.
Same. Or I'll wake up after like 3:26 or something. I'll be like, okay, at least it was not exactly 3 or 3:15 or anything like that. So it's just like, it's I know superstitions, or what you guys would consider superstitions, are not very religious. It's an easy word to sit back on, but these things are real. They're real. And
Same thing with the number 666. Like I went to Chick-fil-A, ordered something, and my total was 666. And I to the cashier, I was like, hell no. I was like, add a French fry to that.
You think it's bad?
Yes.
I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think it's like you need to take a step back at what you're doing and or whatever you're doing in that instant. I don't think it would necessarily mean something bad's gonna happen.
No, I didn't say
know.
anything that bad was gonna
Numbers are
happen.
Or like
significant.
negative. I don't think it's necessarily negative. Maybe just like you need to take a look at what
I
you're doing
always
yourself.
put 666 with the devil.
Yeah, well, most religious people think numerology is very important and very strong and very powerful and has a lot of significance and
for
meaning in it.
sure. Yeah.
So 666 in Revelations is the mark of the beast. So our barcodes have 666 embedded in them, every single product that we own. So just think about that. And then the future of 666 is wearing the chip, which they're trying to unleash by 2030. So a lot of horror stories coming our way.
Oh yeah, that.
But on that note,
Crazy.
thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you. We love the support.
Thank you.
Please keep sharing. Please keep subscribing. Tell everybody you know about us. We love, love, love hearing from you. It doesn't matter how negative or how juicy, drop it in the comments. We need to hear from you.
Tell your mom and dad.
Also, if somebody wants to give us a couch,
We would appreciate
I
it.
cannot find a couch
We are
for the
trying.
life of me.
We are trying.
L shaped because that's what they want.
Yeah, I
guess.
want an L shape. Yeah, so let us know if you find anything. Send me the links.
Has to be
Thank you so
dark. It
much.
has to be dark color, dark, either black or gray, because she doesn't want any color. Because
Oh, I was looking at red and purple too. Red, purple, gray, black.
Something that matches our our inner feelings.
Yeah.
Our.
Yours, you negative bastard.
Yeah.
Yours.
Pendejo. Well,
Anyways.
thank you so much. Happy Halloween.